This is my first time casting pod. All right, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Well, you're amongst friends. Well, you and D-Ray. That's the reason why we split it up on the picture, because we have you with a veteran and D-Ray with a veteran. So, more or less teams. I would consider D-Ray my Ellie in The Last of Us.
Does this mean I'm on the losing team because Phil always wins in the 1v1 shows?
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Damn it.
That's wrong.
But you're the talent. I mean, you're bringing in these skills to
I guess I'm his what's it called?
Ringer. You're his ringer.
You're Robin. You're Robin, and I'm Batman.
Cool. And I'll need you to carry me, Phil.
Yeah, Jesse, you and me just relax. Slow.
Yeah, right. You got this. So what are we playing? Because
I don't care. We're gonna win. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Shit, we got
this isn't versus games. We're just talking about games, sir.
Cool.
I think you should use our little sound check as our intro and just go with that.
Welcome to the Couch Masters. I am Phil, the Issues Guy, and I'm excited to bring you this weekly podcast we're going to do. Today we have the founder and host and moderator of the Couch Masters, John C. Riley from J-Stown Studios. How's it going, John?
How do you do?
Oh, yeah. And we also have with us today an artist, a scholar, a beer drinker, and someone that's within a rock's throw of where I am here at Issue Studios. We have Jesse. Jesse, how are you today?
I am living the dream and loving life, drinking a beer, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's all I got.
Sorry, I'm getting excited. And last but not least, we have the one and only D-Ray. How's it going, D-Ray?
What's going on, Phil?
Not much. I'm excited to do this Couch Masters thing. I'm pumped to be here. John, fucking A, let's do it!
Let's do this. Thank you very much, Phil, for that great intro. I think we're just going to make you the intro guy. Welcome to the podcast. We spend many hours sitting on couches, watching TV, playing video games, doing whatever. And also, there's a lot of other crazy things you can do depending on how much you love couches. You can play PC games. You get your wireless set up. You can play it on your big screen. And of course, we have YouTube. Everybody can attach a app to their PS3, Xbox 360, watch them a little bit of YouTube. I canceled my cable, so if I need something, I'm going to download it legally and watch it on my Xbox 360 or my PS3. But I'm a big fan of, I kind of consider YouTube my cable channels. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys find that there's more material or kind of like a more diverse kind of programming on YouTube? Because it's user-based, and people are going out there not getting paid millions of dollars unless you're like PewDiePie. I found a lot of great stuff because I was actually at a party last night where we were just drinking and watching YouTube videos, whether it be like the douchebag Olympics or Dr. Tran or just anything out there. Yeah, so you guys are familiar. Jesse, have you ever heard of Dr. Tran?
I have heard of Dr. Tran.
Yes.
He's quite humorous little Asian boy. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the little Asian boy where movie announcer
comes in and is like, Dr. Tran, I'm not a doctor. Yeah, I've
dicking. He's passing out the dicking.
I don't know what that means. Well, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's hilarious. We're talking about YouTube being superior to cable. I totally agree with that. I think I get a lot better content off of the YouTubes and the other things.
And we're not even talking about pirated stuff that's on there. We're talking about YouTube.
Don't have to, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about user-based comedy, whether it be Rocket Jump with Freddie Wong. You have a lot of guys
Freddie Wong has some great content. The stuff he does is amazing.
I just was watching one of their videos where it was like the Zelda pod breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Phil,
I've seen that.
Yes, the staple of all the stuff. You see a room full of pots and you just want to destroy them all.
Yeah, you see this little girl dressed like Zelda going in there and just destroying all the pots. It's a great video. But to answer your direct question, I think yeah, because not just that, all the highlights from the best cable or network television shows get put onto YouTube for videos anyways. So you get to watch the best of those type of shows anyways, and clips and fan-made videos for people that are fans of shows like The Sopranos or whatever, whatever kind of show you're into, Breaking Bad. You'll see these montages or things like that. So with YouTube, you get freaking everything. And you're right, not even counting all the piracy and shit that you get.
Because I know that having cable is definitely a luxury that a lot of people do have. And it's unnecessary, but they do love it, like yourself, Phil. You love your cable and stuff. I just cut the cord because I was just inundated with just crap that was on there. Like, you know, with the small amounts, like literally, if cable was able to split apart and just offer you channels that you wanted, I would literally have a cable system that had 3 channels on it. 3 or 4 channels. Probably like AMC, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, and...
So
you know who's pushing for that? Is McCain. John McCain is really pushing to do that.
We were talking about that in a pre-production. We were talking about last week's Sons of Anarchy episodes. He's using that as a springboard to say that everything on television should be pay-per-view, that everything should be kind of like Amazon Video is, where you pay for, oh, I want to watch Breaking Bad, so I'm going to pay 50 cents to watch this episode of Breaking Bad. What do you guys think about that, about that being the future of TV?
See, I would much rather have that, honestly. Because the thing is, Breaking Bad is a great quality show, and it just shows, like, if people are willing to play, if there are people willing to pay that price for particular content, you're going to actually show a shift in people and popularity and stuff. So the people are just, when we're couch masters and we sit down and we relax after our regular jobs, we want to be able to veg, we want to be able to enjoy great content, but sometimes people get sucked into awful shows. Like reality shows, Phil.
Hey, Survivor's not awful. That's good television drama and gaming, too, because it's like friggin' sports games. But I agree. I do watch a lot of shit reality shows, too, because I'm just sitting around like Flavor of Love or crap like that I've seen in my life.
D-Ray. What do you think?
I don't know. I have to disagree. I'm a big sports guy, so unfortunately, literally, honestly, if I didn't watch sports, I probably wouldn't have cable. But I can't live without my ESPN and Sports Center and watching all my sports stuff.
You know, that's where the majority of the money goes. It goes to sports channels on cable.
Well, you know how these all make money, right? It's all advertising. No one really like pays. You pay the cable company to have cable, but these companies, the way they make money is through advertising. So if you switch the model around, if you go from you're getting these shows for free except for having to pay for the cable company, you're switching the model to that pay-per-view, there won't be as many advertisements, there won't be as many ads thrown in. You won't see like someone drinking a Coca-Cola on screen, you know? It would shift the whole paradigm of the thing.
Do you think that cable channels for us just exist just to exist? It sounds like we're done it. They exist to just exist. They're there because they've always been there, and if they go away, it will ruin the fabric of TV viewing and everything.
I think that's similar to what, like, to connect to what Jesse was just saying. It's because it's like the old ducks, the old crows and ducks, the old guys that are sitting there and been collecting money from advertising revenue for network television or for sports or anything like that. It's like if they lost that money somehow, it's why, like, if you watch Hulu, originally Hulu was a company like a pirating site where you could watch shows for free and stuff, and now you can't watch anything on Hulu without watching 6 different commercials. The advertisers find ways. They're like cockroaches. They'll claw away.
That's how they fuck you.
See, I don't mind the advertising.
Video games, we're going to talk about. I don't mind it too much either because it's always been there, so I'm sort of desensitized to it. But we're going to talk about Grand Theft Auto 5 later. But there's tons of advertising built into that game.
Is there a ton of real advertising, or is it like
real
fake?
Advertising? There's real advertising, and even
is it really?
Even if it's just things that look like it, not to mention all the music that's in there, all the licensed artists' music that's in there and stuff like that.
I'm going to want to talk about that when we get to that. But to go back to this advertising thing, I love that people make money with the advertising. I think that's great because there's no actual... I don't have to pay money to watch the shit on YouTube, but I know the people that I'm watching are getting paid through that advertising. So I'll watch a car commercial for something I'll never fucking buy. But that car commercial is...
You support the people you believe in, but you don't feed into the people that are just there because literally, if it was a subscription-based, like, per channel, shows like Honey Boo Boo and Duck Dynasty and all those shitty shows, like Tickle from that Moonshiner show, would not have content. They would not be able to, like... It would just, I don't know. I come to a day
for those things. People will always want to watch that shit.
Yeah, unfortunately they will because I've lived long enough to see the music industry crumble and then Blockbuster and rental videos crumble. So I hope for the day where cable crumbles and it's just pretty much
it's coming. But like D-Ray's
like Pompeii.
There's something we're ignoring here again, and it's worth mentioning. You didn't want to necessarily talk about this last week, but we got to keep bringing it up. Sports is a reality,
yes.
And network television anyways, and cable because of the deals with the NBA and with NHL and stuff, where all those games are broadcast on cable channels. I mean, that's the only way I watch my NBA is on TNT and ESPN and stuff like that. They're going to control, even if nothing else is left on network TV, if everything is left as reality shows, the sports will still be there. The football packages will still be owned by CBS and NBC.
Sports would be able to. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh no! Please go.
Sports would easily make the transition to internet-based media. It would be so simple, and it would add so much to the user base, and they could put so much more advertising into it. No, I don't know why they haven't done it yet. They haven't dropped.
They actually do. They where you can watch a game, and that's one of the cool things the Wii U does. One of the few things that is useful for Wii TV or whatever is UTV or on the Wii U tablet. It's internet platform, similar if you're watching Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead, and you're getting the story sync set up. They have
that's so cool.
Story syncs, or they have websites where you can click on while you're watching the game and get like 6 different angles from different directions and get all your statistics there. It's perfect for fantasy football. I mean, I watch it while I have my computer open while I'm watching a football game.
Me and D-Ray were actually talking about this beforehand. He was watching the game on TV, and I just Googled Pat's game, and Google gave me everything that's going on in the Pat's game right there. I had the score, I had the basic setup of what was going on then. There was even a link to a live stream. So what are we waiting for here? Let's get this shit going.
Let's kill cable.
21st century. Let's fucking move on. Let's go.
UFC and MMA and stuff like that are actually starting to slowly jump on that bandwagon, if you guys watch that at all.
That's the perfect thing.
I miss boxing, man. I seriously miss when boxing was cool because I liked it as a kid.
Boxing's still cool.
There's no good heavyweights anymore because all the good fighters.
Well, when you got Floyd Mayweather and he's
not a heavyweight.
He didn't even win that. He got like what, $40 million? The other guy got like less than 10.
He's one of the last ones, but there was something awesome about watching Tyson as a kid and even watching some of the guys that came after him, like Lennox Lewis and even Klitschko to a minor extent. I like big fucking heavyweights beating the shit out of each other.
So Tyson was a fluke. Like he was like a
Tyson was a fluke?
Yeah, like he was a one that he's just a machine that came in and just destroyed people.
Yeah,
like, you don't see anyone like that anymore.
I mean, every few years you get great heavyweights up until that point in time. Where all the great fighters are right now, it can be argued that a lot of them go to MMA or boxing became so horrible for the brain that that because of Rocky V, because of what happened to Rocky and Rocky V and Tommy Morrison and all that stuff. But no, who knows? Who knows? I don't want to get too into boxing, but I love boxing.
But okay, so I
would rather watch Rocky Balboa than Mayweather any day.
Yeah, me too. And I would rather watch. I just like I like heavyweights. I like how hard they hit and how much they beat the shit out of each other. I do like MMA fighting, and I watch that. But maybe it's just because I'm grew up on it. There's something real cool about boxing.
So as a kid, sitting down on the couch watching the boxing matches go down, I just remember that one of my friends,
WWF.
Oh my gosh, yes, WWE now, but
whatever.
Man, watching Shawn Michaels get the belts. Woo!
Yes. Ric Flair.
What?
You get away. Woo! I thought you were going for a Ric Flair there. I got excited.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Woo! Roddy Piper. Junkyard Dog. Oh yeah, Macho Madness is gonna rule the world. Oh yeah.
Nothing like a whole stadium of Ric Flair is going woo, woo, woo.
To move on to outside of exactly just showing us how we feel about TV as far as watching that and how we grew up on that and what certain things brought us to sit on the couch and just engulf ourselves in just material that's just out there. Good stuff, bad stuff.
John, I'll tell you, there's only one thing that I think would bring me back to TV.
What?
I haven't watched TV, and there's only one thing.
Yeah.
Ricky Schroeder?
Alf.
Oh,
Alf.
Would you really want to see a reboot of Alf?
I didn't say a reboot. I want to see something.
You just want to see reruns?
Alf's on television right now. They have reruns.
Is he?
Cable, yeah.
The fuck am I talking to you losers for? I could be watching Alf right now.
Yeah, I DVR Alf.
Get lost.
Hey, fuck you guys. Shit.
You can come over and watch Alf.
Can I really? Can we snuggle? That'll be nice.
Yeah, we can. Get under the Snuggies.
Phil's all about the Snuggies.
I do. I have 2 Snuggies.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
People actually bought Snuggies?
We did, yeah, we did.
Oh, my goodness. I've never seen one in real
Couple
life.
Snuggies.
Snuggies are perfect for sitting on the couch playing video games on a cold winter day.
No shit.
Does Team Riley over? Do we get Snuggies too, or do we?
We always get Snuggies.
Do we get embroidered Snuggies with our names on them?
No. I don't have Snuggies.
Couchmaster Jesse.
As long as John says Couchmaster General on it.
Okay, I'm Couchmaster General John C. Riley. How do you do?
Can we get him a pipe that says that on it too? Because I feel like that would go great with a Snuggie.
It would.
It's Couchmaster General, and then Professor Jess, and then you got the issues guy, and then you Scumbag D-Ray.
Everything's turning up Millhouse this week.
Everything's turning up Millhouse. Next topic.
Next topic. Moving on to video games itself. We know that last Tuesday, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
A bomb dropped on the market.
Pretty much. A game that cost $137 million to make already made more than it cost, because around 3 days after its release, after the first 3 days...
Yeah, $999 million, something like that.
It's close to $1 billion. It was just insane. I'm pretty sure that they're making a whole lot more right now, because it's... I don't know. It's just... I'm trying to think of the words to describe how I'm feeling about Grand Theft Auto.
The hype is real.
The hype is real. Well, the thing is,
effort into this game. Sorry,
no, they did.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. Because I remember playing, just seeing how far they've come from the first game all the way to, like, the rebirth and kind of like a revisioning of it on GTA 3, and I played the shit out of that. But my real jam was Vice City. I know a lot of people are going, well, I'm all about San Andreas, but Vice City being in the 80s and just chilling out in Miami, just doing crazy stuff. But it reinvigorated me to jump right into Grand Theft Auto 5, and I literally, like, probably a week before it came out, I just pre-ordered it and stuff, because I was like, I canceled my Prestige order for Ghosts, and I was able to get both games, so I'm covered on that end. But I wanted to play GTA 5 so much because I know that the hype was out there as far as hunt real people, play tennis, do golf, skydive, do this, do that. It better handle it.
Was that the selling point for you? Was the tennis and the golf?
No, it was the real life fish AI.
The real. That's the other one. That's the other game. Oh shit! You got fucked.
Damn it!
You got done fucked up, Jay Riley.
But no, I definitely enjoyed playing the game itself right here. I've only been able to play probably a total of 5 hours in the game itself, but I've been able to do crazy missions, whether it be bringing around, I think, Beverly. I can't remember what his name is. The paparazzi guy, and literally chasing after limos, knocking out rival guys, casing joints for a jewelry heist. You get to choose whether you got to go in hard or you got to go in smart. Kind of like Payday 2, how they have that set up. And you literally put together a gang of people that you want. It's like, okay, do you want to do all the work, or do you want a guy that's expertise is up there where you need it to be, but he gets a higher cut? But
it cuts into your pay. Yeah.
Pretty much, it cuts into your pay, but sometimes it's worth it if you want to actually jump into it and get it real. But
I've seen video of them of the going hard and going smart, and both of them have their their pros and cons. It looks amazing.
They're being able to. I just love the fact that it's just so diverse. Like, if you're going to be here's one particular detail that I love that I just found fascinating. If you're in a bad neighborhood, you're not going to see awesome cars running around. You're going to see, like, a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia, or like you're going to see like a shitty car running around. So literally, there was one particular side mission where it was a race, and I met it with Johnny Toe and his street racers and his rice burners, and literally the only car I could find was like a shitty like 1989 Camaro, and I didn't stand a chance. I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna quit this mission and just move on and stuff. But just being able to, like, this is probably a little crazy for me to say this, but literally after playing for so many hours and then having to get in a car and drive, I still felt like I was in GTA. I'm like, why am I waiting at this light? Why can't I just go around and just
go through these people?
Go through these people, or just go as fast as I want and just be totally immersed. And I just got to keep reminding myself, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's just a game. Phil, what are your thoughts?
Just a lot. I have a lot of thoughts about Grand Theft Auto. I was just playing it while you were talking. It's really fun. It's definitely very polished, and the driving. I also really love what you were saying about the cars. But one thing I do have to say that's very interesting in this game that feels different than any other Grand Theft Auto. The cops in this game are really a challenge.
My God, yes.
They are up your fucking ass quickly. You can't, in this cell phone age, everyone's got a cell phone, and if you do anything within eye distance of anybody,
especially during the daylight.
Yeah, exactly. You do anything anywhere, and these cops are on you, and it's tougher to lose them in this one, and it takes longer for the stars to disappear. And once you have 2 stars, they shoot to kill. They don't care. This is L.A. They
See, I have to disagree with you because I like the fact that it's definitely a great dynamic with the cops, but I feel it's a whole lot easier to lose the cops nowadays because instead of having the whole entire circle around where you are, they only have a peripheral vision of where you are, so it's
they use the map really well to show the radar so you can get away.
It took me a while to actually learn how to get rid of them because I was trying to go in a straight line as fast as I can, but I just found out I had the motorcycle with the paparazzi and I had to get away with them because I ran over somebody. So literally I was ducking and diving because Franklin is the main guy as far as he's the driver, the getaway driver. He's the guy with the driving skills. So literally, especially on a motorcycle, and I'm literally diving and weaving left, right, left, right, left, right. Or sometimes when I accidentally shoot off my gun and the cops would come, I literally get out of my car and then run over fences, jump over fences, run across to the other block and just wait it out.
Yeah, you have to hide behind a bush or hide behind a building.
That's what the greatest thing is because they don't see you. It's like in real life, literally, if you're running from the cops and you get a chance to put a lot of space in between them, you can ditch a car, grab another car, and then go the opposite direction. Or you can literally cut off people you see and they're coming from the bottom and top. You can literally take a left and just, as long as you stay out of that general area, they're not going to catch you.
Off road somewhere or do a.
But it is true that they are motherfuckers, and they pit you. They do real life maneuvers where I'm trying to get away and the guy pits me and I spin out. I'm like, fuck, I have yet to be caught yet because it's ended up in death. Because I don't give up. It's like literally they pin me between dishonor.
Well, usually, in the other ones, they killed you. Like they didn't stop. Do they arrest you in this?
No, they do. Especially if you're just sitting there and your car's totaled.
But they're shoot to kill.
But they shoot to kill if 2 stars and above.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just come at you.
The guy I've been watching, I don't have a console, so I don't.
You will in a little bit.
You know what? I'm considering buying one just for this game, though. I mean, it's.
You don't have to. I have an extra one. You can just use that so we can all play together, so we can develop a crew.
October 1st when we
stop twisting my arm. Okay.
But the most fun thing that I did the very first day, right when I popped in the game and started playing and running around. I played probably a little less than you have, John, because I've been busy this weekend. But so I just started driving off into the middle of nowhere, and I ended up at a fucking weed farm. There's a weed farm in the middle there somewhere. I don't know if you found it. There is.
It's like Los Santos version of Monsanto's.
These guys come at you and shooting. I highly respect all the marijuana smoke in the game and how it's everywhere. It properly represents California.
I literally went into a strip club and just started drinking heavily until I got really drunk in my vision, and I literally went. What do I do in a strip club as soon as I get drunk? Automatically private dance.
Oh, I got kicked out of the strip club.
So did I. I was this close.
I was like, whoa, wait a second. This is a little bit too. I'm like looking around, making sure no one's watching me. It gets a little heavy devy. And then I got thrown out of my ass, and they're like, then tried to get back.
for touching.
Yep, and then I climbed up to the building across the hallway and I killed everybody.
Yeah, not to cut you off, Jesse, but it was funny because I got a text from my brother, and he was watching a live stream of it, and he goes, "Holy shit, GTA has boobs! It's great big tits." It's like, yeah, I've already been there. I got kicked out of the strip club because I was this close to bringing the stripper home with me, and of course they caught me with my hands. They throw me out, and what do? I try to go back in. They go, "Well, I can't let you in." I go, "Okay, then you're going to die."
Yep, that's what I did.
Just massacre. Yep. And then go back to your last save.
Cinnamon, where are you? I love you, baby. What game is without a juggalo?
Oh, Jesus, that's right. There's that clown.
Yes.
Oh, embarrassing.
I heard he's an actual really funny character.
The game, though, is super huge. The map feels feels like almost as big as like Red Dead. It was
It's
tough.
bigger than Red Dead. It's bigger than Red Dead, GTA 4, and
It's like bigger than Rhode Island.
It felt bigger because it was just because it was desert, but yeah, it does because they pay so much attention to like the scenery and shit. Like even the farms and stuff are like there's so much detail. You can just go off into the woods and hang out in the woods and bump into people there. And I guess that's the only, if I have any gripe with it, and it's not a gripe, it's a problem with me. I don't have a high enough attention span to do missions. I just end up wandering around, killing people, stealing cars, cheat coding in trick planes, flying up in the air, jumping out of the plane, killing myself, doing it again. I'm just fucking ridiculous.
I look forward to all the great things we're going to be able to do online once it goes up on October 1st.
Absolutely.
This is my problem with Saints Row 3 is I gave up on the game. I just started playing around. I can only imagine what it's going to be like on a bigger map.
They actually tweeted out, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, before the game even came out, on the GTA 5 Twitter page, that they were going to be adding the older maps to this game as well.
Oh fuck!
So I don't from 6 months to a year from now. Supposedly they're supposed to add from the first 1 through 4 Grand Theft Auto games. They're supposed to add the maps to this GTA game, and I don't know if that's true or not. But they tweeted that a while ago.
That's interesting because being able to merge Liberty City with Los Santos, even though Liberty City is kind of considered like New York area. So I don't know how they do that.
There was even a. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. That's the next thing a game like this has to do. It go from just being a city to being like a whole world, like a whole planet. And especially with the flipping around from characters, where you just with the flip of the button, you can go to where the other character is in the different part of the city. You could get a character in 5 different cities and then have some way of them all interacting and stuff. So, especially in the next-gen consoles.
I could definitely see them doing that where, you go to the airport and jump on a plane and you fly to wherever, Liberty City or
Vice City or something.
Or Tokyo, even they could do different countries.
Oh my god, if they were able to do DLCs.
So cool.
Oh.
Well, do you remember there was for the very, very first Grand Theft Auto, there was an English DLC for it.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you were running around minis and shit.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
I
awesome.
totally forgot about that.
With these new-gen consoles, it's pretty much limitless what these guys are going to be able to do. So.
Oh, these new-gen consoles are going to be something else, man.
Yeah, I look forward to see what the Elder Scroll, for people that are into role playing types of what the Elder Scroll for these
the online
be, and what Rockstar is going to do in this next generation.
It's funny because in an open world like right here with Grand Theft Auto 5, I definitely enjoy this, but I have no patience for Elder Scrolls. I cannot get into that.
What about Fallout?
I've never played it.
Really?
No, I've never played Fallout.
Is it the genre? Is it you're not a fantasy guy, or what is it?
I think I've just never gotten a chance to it because I'm just a lunkhead. I play one particular game over and over and over and over again. Before I got
combat's weak in those games. I mean, when it comes down to it, when you're actually doing in the game, it's repetitive and stuff. I could see why you might not be.
It's culty. It's very cultish, as far as Fallout and the whole old timey music and everything. It's got a cool vibe to it. I just never got into it because I saw some clips right there and it looked very, I don't know. It just didn't look fun to me, so I'm pretty sure
it's a lot of work, those games, because you have to level up. You have to get to a certain level before you go on to the next part. You got to keep moving up, leveling up. Games like Grand Theft Auto, you're as good as you're going to get. There's a little bit of it in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you kind of update a little bit.
You're updating stamina and aiming, strength.
But in Elder Scrolls, if you want to fart, you got to up your fucking methane ability. I mean, it's
got to learn methane
complex.
Distribution.
Yeah. And same thing with Fallout. It's you got to just get your stats up before you can move on to the next part.
That just seems like a whole lot of work.
It is.
Because I bought Skyrim, and I was so looking forward to sit down and play it on the couch and stuff. Just be immersed in my 40-inch television with surround sound and everything. But I literally played it for 2 hours and got bored and returned it. I was so disappointed with this game because there was so much fucking hype from it. From anywhere from the indoor kids to G4 to comedians who just love games going oh, it's so great. And my brother talking about it, and I'm literally, I do not have the time to go through that stuff because just walking around doing nothing and just learning things you accidentally ask the wrong person like, you know, about magic, and all of a sudden, boom, it gives you a new mission. You have to go to wizard school and learn this, and it's like, I don't want to do that as a checkpoint.
I just roamed around
gay.
and killed dragons. That was the only thing I cared about Skyrim. I wanted to kill dragons.
Yeah, but you don't, because you get to approach a different things like werewolves and a bunch of other vampires and a lot of other cool DLC stuff. But it's not worth it for me because it starts off so slow. It's like a TV show that I'm trying to get into, and I'm trying to put effort into watching, but it's not gonna happen. It's just like literally GTA 5 captures you right at that moment. And
I mean, they start right off. You're right off in the middle of a heist.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of first-person shooters, just like Scumbag. We love getting into the action of it and just shooting, killing people and stuff. So it's like, I'm looking forward to, like, you know, I think that it's just a double win because being able to have fun with a bigger open-ended environment, open world environment, and then being able to do that online with other people. Do they have cop AIs, or do you think it's other people playing cops inside the game?
I think it's going to end up just being the cop AIs. That would be an interesting twist if they did some DLC content where people got to play cops versus. I'm guessing it's going to be different hit squads competing over territories and prizes and scores. So you're going to end up facing off against other people that are going after the same things.
I would definitely play as a cop.
Hudson Hawk.
I would be like a crooked cop. You could, like, you know, just throw me $1,000 and go ahead and rob that bank. I didn't see nothing. You know, that would be me. I'd be the fat cop eating a donut.
Somebody that I was talking to last night when they were playing the game, they literally saw a shootout that he had nothing to do with. And he's between the cops and a couple of guys. So he literally joined the sides of the guys that were getting shot at, killed all the cops, and then he looked at the other two guys and killed them and took their money. And then drove away. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's a crazy dynamic about that game. But we could talk about Grand Theft Auto all day long, but I think that we should probably move on to certain other things. I know that, Jesse, you last weekend you were able to check out FIG at MIT and MA, which is Boston.
We lost the video that we took of that last time. But,
it was too echoey. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was in a cavern. I checked it out. I don't have my notes readily available here, so I'm just going to fly off there. I got to meet a bunch of indie game developers who were fantastic, very gracious, very, very much happy to talk to me about their games. It was really great to be able to, like, talk to these guys without the marketing department there telling them what they need to say to sell their game. So, like, I met the guys from, the fuck is it, see, I don't have my notes. I can't tell you what game it was. Shit. See, you caught me off guard, Johnny.
Son of a bitch.
I know, right?
While you're looking for your notes, also, we can also talk about, do you guys know that the PlayStation's still trying to develop more consoles? They're actually developed a mini console that's kind of like the Vita. It's called the PSVITA TV.
I've heard of that.
It was, you know, it was hands-on at the Tokyo Game Expo, probably like, I don't know, weeks ago. But it's literally, it looks like, it's a console itself. It's like a mini PlayStation with no disc drive. It's purely based off of either, like, you know,
you basically play Vita on your TV.
On your TV, exactly. Yeah, you're playing video off your TV, but it's got HDMI out onto the TV to create the 1080i, but also the ability to hook up to the internet. I don't think they have wireless right now, but I know that you can hardwire an Ethernet cable into that, and also put a USB hard drive through there. So it's definitely have a lot of great things. It's literally the size of maybe a little bit bigger, like a Mac Mini. Not a Mac Mini, an iPad Mini.
The PlayStation version of an Ouya.
Pretty much, yeah.
With that thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing if you love emulators and you want to play old school games, whether it be on Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, the old original. You can literally get emulators off their store and then just pop in. You know, maybe it's legal, maybe it's not. If you have it, if you own it, and you have an emulator copy of that, that's totally cool because, you know, you've already given it to the game developers and the company.
It's a legal gray area, but yeah, like
it's a legal gray area, but you can definitely work that way.
You own the game and you can play it however you want.
Yeah, but the thing is, being able to like play Super Mario Brothers on that, Super Mario Kart itself on that, I've just heard a lot of great things about that. It's almost like the Ouya, but it seems like it's more sturdy or kind of like, I don't know. It hasn't come out yet. I think that word is that it may be coming out around the same time the PS4 is actually coming out. I wonder if it actually comes with. Do you think it's going to be like sold kind of like the Mac Mini? How the Mac Mini was just the Mac Mini itself. It didn't come with the keyboard, didn't come with the screen, didn't come with the mouse. It just
they have to sell it with at least a controller.
Add-ons.
Yeah, it could be just Nano because at $100, it's really cheap right there. So and it doesn't have a controller itself because the PS Vita is probably, I don't know, $200 something dollars.
Yeah, I doubt it'll come with anything. I mean, some controllers for PlayStation go for like $70, so.
Who knows? Maybe a USB power.
Yeah, it'll have to be wireless. And I agree, it probably won't come with anything. It'll probably be just that little unit, and there'll be probably some integration between the PS4 and it, especially if they have them both come out to give you some sort of like tablet system thing. I don't know where did I hear something like that before. Oh yeah, Nintendo.
So keep your eyes open for that. Okay, we're gonna check in with Jesse. Jesse, do you have your notes or no?
I do. The only thing I want to bring up is High Strangeness. It was the only game that really was really worth mentioning. I mean, there was a ton of great stuff there, but
the depression game.
We were talking about that earlier. Which you can actually play Depression Quest online if you go to depressionquest.com and go play that. You can have the experience of wanting to slit your wrists. It's really just depressing as shit. High Strangeness is a top-down, 8-bit, 16-bit, retro Zelda, Metroidvania type game where you're running around collecting shit and shooting bad guys, and it has a lot of potential. You guys don't want me to sit here and talk about everything I saw because I saw a lot of stuff.
One really cool detail.
Middle school nutrition is something you guys don't really need me to talk about.
No, not really.
Yeah.
So you actually got to play. Did it make you depressed?
The Depression Quest?
Yes.
Yes, actually, I went to see a therapist immediately because I immediately thought I had depression. It was awful. It was just, I do all these things. These are all things that I do.
Started listening to Morrissey.
Yeah, right, exactly. I started
try not to cry. Cry a lot.
I got my live journal account back up. I mean, it was just awful.
Dear Diary, mood, apathetic.
Oh, my parents just don't understand me.
They just don't understand whatsoever. Okay, moving on to another thing. Video games in general. I know a lot of video games have probably transferred over to graphic novels, comic books, or movies. One particular current gen games could you guys think about that would actually go great as far as transferring into a graphic novel or a comic book itself, or even maybe a movie, like current stuff right now that we're playing? What would get you to sit down on a couch and actually be able to read this?
It's something that Valve does regularly. Is they definitely give extra stuff, but they've never made a full-on adaptation of their work, and I think that's the way that they should go. Video games are themselves, they're telling a story, and to put them into a movie, I think it's
okay. Let's cancel out movies. Let's just talk about graphic novels.
You want to talk about graphic novels? I think that's the only way you're going to be able to potentially put a video game into a media that isn't you playing a game. Video games are an interactive storytelling medium.
Sure. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So to put them into a movie, it's not going to work out that well. It's a very passive thing. Comic books, on the other hand, you'll be able to kind of extend and you can kind of go longer. You can do more things with a comic book or a graphic novel. If you're going to do that, that's the way you're going to adapt a video game.
So what current gen game that you have not seen in graphic novel or comic book form would you like to see?
Actually, none. I wouldn't like to see any of them. I'm saying it's possible, but I'm not saying it should be done. I like that video games are a medium that are on their own. You know, that interactive medium, that's the way it's meant to be, and that's the way that story is being told. So to put it into something where that non-interactive form, like a graphic novel, is counterproductive. It's telling the wrong story. So to add on to it, if you were to add on to it, things like any current gen, anything. Name a game series right now that would work like that. But I'd hate to see something adapted. I just really think it wouldn't capture the heart of any storyline in an interactive medium.
I kind of disagree to a certain extent. I see what you mean, and especially in some games where character choice and storyline's really important. Something like, you know, like any BioWare game where like the story and the path you choose is important. But
Well, like Mass Effect.
There's some games like for example, Batman Arkham City, that the story's pretty straight off from beginning to end. You're not doing a lot of changing. You're just doing a lot of uncovering. So I would read a graphic novel or watch a cartoon based on a graphic novel about something like Arkham City or some other games where the story is connected from beginning to end, where there's not a lot of character choice. Because I do sometimes watch cutscenes back to back on YouTube, and I do read accompanying comic books that come with video games that bridge time gaps and things like that. So I see what you're saying about, like, especially in games where the character has a lot of choice because you don't get to simulate the same experience. But in the case of games where it's a significant story where the player doesn't have a lot of choices, he just follows the storyline and watches it, I would definitely read those graphic novels.
Yeah,
and Arkham City's my pick.
Arkham, that's you know, Batman was a comic book before it was a game, right?
It was based on it was based on a comic book or a couple of comic book storylines, but it's an individual Batman universe onto itself.
Absolutely.
So I would like to see that universe explored more than it is in just 2 video games.
That would be interesting because it is a very different story from the actual Batman. I was just busting your balls a little bit.
Oh no. But I was ready for it.
Yeah, clearly. I totally agree with you on that. That you know, the straightforward games could work in an adaptation like that. I guess I was kind of focusing on more the interactivity. Like there's like something like Mass Effect. There's so much choice in that.
There's so many different graphic novels, correct ones, incorrect ones.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with like the BioWare games. It wouldn't work. And
exactly.
Knights of the Old Republic book wouldn't work because you'd be like, oh wait, that's not my choice, unless they made it a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, then they would be changing canon if they would. So now, D-Ray, can you read?
I can't, you know, not a lot, but I like pictures more so than the reading.
Okay, so you would be into comic books now. Out of all the video games, like it seems like
good assumption.
How many different video games do you actually play? Or are you just, because I know that right now, you guys are listening right now for the new podcast, and you probably don't know a lot about D-Ray unless you hate him. He's known as a scumbag, but he's also a first-person shooter addict, and he's trying to become a legit Call of Duty player as far as up on the ranks. So you'll find him playing Black Ops 2 and of course Ghost when it comes out a lot. So any other games that you would see, like, you know, as far as before you got into first-person shooters, would you ever want to see it in a colorful comic book form where you could just look at pictures?
I'm not gonna lie, and I got one that's way out there in left field. I honestly, if they made like something like a Netflix original of like a GTA series, I would literally sit down and watch that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was playing Grand Theft Auto, that I wouldn't mind watching a series with some of these characters, to seeing Franklin on screen and seeing some of these characters brought to life in a weekly series or a comic book would be fun.
See, that would ruin it for me. I really feel like that would ruin the whole experience for me. It's meant to be played, you know. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. If you're like, you know, if you see the show and then you play the video game, you're gonna end up being that hipster snob that says, well, they didn't do that in the comic book.
I totally played that game before it came out in the comic book. Yeah, you're gonna be that asshole. I do that with Game of Thrones all the time. I'm like, yeah, well, I read the books and I know exactly what happened to the Red Wedding. It didn't happen like this. It happened like that. That's me. I'm an asshole.
And also, Jesse is he's a painter, and he's very into correcting me with my art problems. But I love him all the same.
Someone's got it.
Someone's gonna be the art snob.
Yeah, right. That's me. Done and done.
You did that?
You put those two fellas together? What are you thinking?
Oh, God. That pastel does not work with that background.
You can do that if you want to be wrong.
So we can always get a negative quote as far as, how do you feel about this art? It sucks. Moving on. And, of course, we all know about the Issues guy.
Alcoholic, drug addict, asshole.
Those don't sound like problems to me.
Half hippie.
Do you remember Little Wonders?
Yes, I do. Little Wonder, with the little girl.
Robot girl.
Yes.
Small Wonders. It was called
Small Wonder. That's
Small Wonder.
Yeah, thank you.
Where is she now?
Who cares?
Doing crack somewhere.
Porn.
Doing porn or doing the blue meth somewhere.
Listen, you assholes, we live in an age where we're connected to the internet at all times. We can find this out.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's get her on the show.
Let's get her on. Yeah, I'm sure she's not doing much better. She would probably be on our show. She'd be, someone remember me?
Give her a sandwich. Give her a bus ride. She's gonna hang out at your house, Phil.
Make her watch Alf episodes with Jesse and I.
Oh, man.
Just get high and watch Alf.
Tiffany Brissette is her name.
Yeah, it sounds like a stripper name.
That's the last thing that she did was in 1991. She was on Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Can you? Oh my shit!
Oh, God,
Corky Nemec.
We all lost.
Good.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose. We all lost.
Oh man.
Kubiak.
She's now a nurse in Boulder, Colorado. That's boring. Oh,
that's sad.
Never mind.
That's almost as sad as when I found out the Red Ranger wasn't in gay porn. He was just an EMT in the Los Angeles area.
Oh, I really wanted him to be in gay porn. Not because I found him attractive, just because
it would have been so much funnier.
Like that's the world I want to live in, where that happened.
He's all fat now. It's just like he's like, I find it funny that everybody thinks I moved to porn. That's not me. It's just like this chubby EMT guy. It's like, yeah, I used to be the Red Ranger. Hey, Red Ranger! He's trying to save some crack addict. The guy's having a... Hey, man!
It's not that unattractive. I'm looking at pictures of her. Oh, no, yes, she is. Oh, jeez, look at the hair on this woman. I think this is a different Tiffany Brissette.
All right, that about wraps it up for the Couchmasters. You can reach us at thecouchmasters@gmail.com and Facebook, Sit and Be Merry, facebook.com/ is that / or I don't know.
It's a goddamn slash.
It's a goddamn slash.
It's not a fancy piece of article of clothing. It's a slash. It's not a member of Guns N' Roses.
www.facebook.com/Sit and Be Merry for the Couchmasters on Facebook. And of course, as always, you can also email me directly at jsdownshow@gmail.com. Hope you enjoyed our second podcast. First one with the entire group together. Jesse, do you have any other smart things to say?
Yeah, I'll be appearing live at Albuquerque, New Mexico with famed harmonica player Keith Jazz Hand Summers this weekend. If you guys want to come out and see me live, come on down.
I'm going to be performing at Giggles on Broadway.
Did you get my email about the tickets? Are they going to be waiting at will call for me?
You'll get them, yeah. Just put, say, Scumbag D-Ray and guest.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Scumbag D-Ray +1.
Yeah.
Oh, I only get one? All right.
Yeah, Rib Ticklers. Rib Ticklers in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Please come see us.
Okay.
Live.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Bye.
We're not watching this. Why are you watching this? It's audio. Thank you very much for checking out.
Yeah, but it's going to be like, there's going to be a video part of it with a still image, so they can sit there and watch that like brain dead zombies, just staring at the...
Just have it on in the background.
like a couple of morons. Like a bunch of monkeys around a monolith just staring at it, waving around a fucking bone, a femur, flailing it around. Where am I?